and I'm sure everyone involved really did enjoy those few days, which largely was spent running around in crowds, saying things like false wizards and stuff like that.
All lizards must die.
All lizards must die. Yeah,
Pretty convinced it was that. Okay.
There's very little I think you can say about it. It just went well. I'm sure you'll know about Pat Harkin coming up with the idea of using the wood chips that have been put down as soil from... the wood chips have been put down on the one piece of the set which looked 20th century, and now it looked like an Wall Street eye full of shit. And the wood chips from B&Q were starting to ferment in the rain, and Pat scooped them up, and they'd become soil from the homeland, and have a little thing of something that isn't anything at all, really, except a wood chip. But it's from Ankh-Morpork. I'm kind of amused by that. One of the nice things about working on both those two films was that I could walk onto the set at any time I wanted, and they would listen to me. I have one important bit in Hogfather where Banjo blows his nose, very importantly, and I was the one who pointed out that she must give him her handkerchief for him to blow his nose, and he's got to blow it, you know, like as if it's coming from Snot City, a real parter. And that worked. There was quite a lot of input I had on that, on the fly, and other things. But you could just wander up and chat to them, which is just unreal. Things have been more organised, I suppose, for McDooley going postal. I think because I really trust them now, and from what's coming back to me from fans, I have every reason to trust them. Of course they do some things wrong and have some arguments on one of the, when I was seeing some of the clips. But fans pointed out to me that if you walk down some of the back streets of the set, which are never really going to be filmed, Mob have got things like posters, troll posters, you know, for getting rid of unsightly liching and things like that. You're not going to see them on the screen, and if you do, it'll be something that will just flash past. But it shows someone thought about it. The nice thing about the set that they were using in Hungary was that just about everything else since Ben-Hur has actually been shot there. And it looks to me like a graveyard of flats and plots and half-finished buildings, which basically means Ankh-Morpork. And all you have to do is kind of join up the dots. We've seen an awful lot of that movie in bits, but of course it hasn't gone through the grade, so it'll be a different colour. And as far as I'm concerned, you know, it's been ticked off, and now they're talking about sorcery. We were going to do sorcery earlier, and there were problems with the script. Basically, me hammering the glass top table till it shook, and saying, no, this is not going to work. And now we've got going postal under our belts. We're going to make it work properly this time, because David Jason really wants to do it, and I think it's going to be in 3D, which means David Jason will come zooming at you very, very fast. I want them to do making money after that, because I think going postal will be very successful. They have got the kind of understanding, frankly, about any Discworld movie that they want to make. Some are ring-fenced. In other words, you know, we're not going to flog them to anyone else yet. And you know, the relationship is good. I don't make an awful lot of money out of it. It doesn't become a huge worldwide success. But on the other hand, we were ever so grateful when I walked away from Sam Raimi with the We Free Men back in my possession. He was a nice guy, and I had about 3.5 hours talking to him when we were discussing how to do it. The script, I would be ashamed to show you. I can't believe that Pam Petler, who was in theory the script writer, had done it. I suspect that the studio got onto it and thought this isn't right for America. For America, things have to be about you believing in your star and trusting in your dreams and all that other crap, and then you win because you haven't done any real work. And the We Free Men is Tiffany struggling against all the odds for a long time, frightened, scared, and not really knowing what she's doing, and then bombing the Queen of the Fairies on the head. And then the magic really starts. But they wanted magic, and it was multicoloured magic. It tinkled with bits. No! Everything. The We Free Men was meant to be an antidote towards. I mean, when you wish upon a star, a little fool is what you are. They are much too far away, and they don't listen anyway. I wanted to get that across. It sickened me when I went to Disneyland. You know, this is a little dancer thing. This is your future. No, the future belongs to the Korean kids who are staying at home, doing their homework, and working very, very hard, and taking all your university places because you're far too fat, you're far too stupid, and you're gonna die. Sorry about that. Was a public service announcement. And I thought, no, you just can't have that. Mort is in limbo. It might come out of limbo in the next few months. It's one of these horrible tied up things where there's so many things tied up that no one can undo anything because everything can't be got at because the things that are tying it up are covering the bits that you want to untie. Don't ask me how it works. It appears these days that no movie can be attempted without 15 different production companies having something to do with it. Unless it's mob. It's mob, it's some blokes we know, and that makes it so much simpler. Good Omens, people are talking to us about Good Omens. Well, people are always talking to us about Good Omens. I wish some of the people would actually make Good Omens. Terry Gilliam was on the line for a while, and that looks as if it might happen, and that's not happening. And Good Omens is like some ship that's sort of got water on it, and you can just see it bobbing up on the surface of the sea, but it hasn't actually sunk yet.